We're all here. It's the Brady Bunch, everybody. Who's Marsha? Lori is. All right, it's episode 188. It's the Spring Tinley recap. Two of the sponsors are here, but two of them are not, or three of them are not here. How many sponsors do I have? Four. Four aren't here. Can't keep track. Let's shout them out very quickly.
We need to get more of them traveling, I think.
Oh, man. Shane Kelley, Small Xotics. Check out these very cool shrapnel ball python combos. I think this is very cool. If you haven't seen it yet, he has a video about them, but they're on his Husbandry Pro store if you want to check them out. I told him he should tri-stripe it. We'll see if he listens to me. I doubt it.
That is so gritty.
Yeah.
So gritty and sexy as hell.
It's very cool. And this is like a regular one. Very cool. Check out Shane Kelley, Small Xotics. He'll be at, what's next? Charlotte? No, Nashville's next.
No, Charlotte's in April. Nashville's in May.
May. Okay. Check him out in Charlotte. Shane Kelley, Small Xotics. Powerhouse Pythons. There's not very many pictures, but he does have some availability. If you're looking for a ball python, a leopard gecko, go for Coco. He just did a show. I didn't ask him how he went because I'm a bad person, but I'm sure it went great. Thank you, Andrew. BNS Reptilia, he's got some Louisiana pines, some Costa Ricans, some ball pythons, some bull snakes for your pleasure. Check out Chris, BNS Reptilia, and Justin. It doesn't have any availability. You can't buy anything from him. And if you could, you would want to. He has clown pied stuff in the Pacific Northwest. Thank you, Justin. Sorry, I've lost it. All right, we did it. And then the other two sponsors are here. Now we're talking about Tinley. Let's do like just what your weekend consisted of, so everybody knows what perspective you're coming from. Starting with Eileen, because you're at the top.
Yeah, so we vended, me and my husband, we both went up. He has his own resin business. I had some ball python stuff. And so we always vend with Conley Herps every year. When I got out of the Navy, I worked for him for a year running his shop and everything. So we vend with him everywhere he goes, pretty much. If he comes up in this part of the country, we're with him. So we had a table with him.
Okay. And then Roger and Lori, what was your capacity in attending?
Yeah, we were just hanging out. We went up there and had a great time, talked to everybody, ate some dinner, went downtown, saw the Green River, which was a thing in Chicago when we get close to St. Patrick's Day. That's kind of neat.
How did they make it green? What did they put in it?
Well, lots of dye.
I heard they put some sort of secret orange chemical in there that nobody knows what is. So I'm sure there's some ecological effects to that.
And Chris,
so the story with that. Well, apparently, so at one point there was some sewage or something leaking in there, or some runoff from some business, and so they put the orange dye in there to trace it back and figure out where it was coming from. But everybody liked the Green River, so they just keep doing it.
Hopefully.
So originally it was supposed to keep the river clean, but I don't know. Yeah.
And Chris, in what capacity were you at Tinley?
I was just there hanging out, rubbing elbows, saying hi to people, picking up way more than I should have. So
well, that'll be fun. We'll talk about that.
Yep.
Eileen, did you pick up anything?
I wasn't supposed to. Well, I still end up I got something from Conley. So I just brought back, it's just a little inchy cypress het clown female. It's not anything crazy or anything.
No, that's cool.
She was just cute and looking at me, so I felt bad not buying anything, and I had to come home with something. You can't go to Tinley and not.
Mm-hmm. Does anybody know if Paul Mitzelfelt was there? Does anybody know who that is?
I didn't see him, but I did see Sanzinia's on the table. So yeah, he's a big Sanzinia guy. AJ's gotten some from him. I've gotten some from him. I didn't see him there, but I was surprised to see actually 3 Sanzinias for sale that they sold too.
You know who was selling them?
Was it Juggernaut? Juggernaut usually brings some.
No, it wasn't Juggernaut.
CBC
it was
Xotics, I think.
Yeah, that sounds right. It was along one of the back walls. We're kind of like across from a back wall.
Yeah. I think it was.
Is it my internet or is Indiana under a tornado /
Can you still see me?
I'm getting some lag on my side.
Okay, yeah,
We
there's
have
lots
storms
of
coming
I don't
into
know
the area.
sandstorms or whatever currently, so sorry about that. Oh look, there they are. The Brady Bunch is complete. Well, welcome, Harbins. Thank you. Thank you. We were just talking. You guys vended. Oh, you're muted. Are they muted?
Hey, the Harbins.
Okay.
They'll get it together in a minute.
Oh, I think you're still muted.
So
Well, while they figure out the muting,
Okay.
Bohemian wants to see your chest.
They want to
Jessica.
see
Show us your chest.
Oh, we all lost.
Sorry. Sorry.
all right, Bohemian. Now you have to ask that every show.
That's Jennifer shirt. Thank you, Jennifer. Heretic Reptiles. And thanks for the re-up, Andrew. Are you the Harbit still muted?
Still getting some weird lag.
Yeah, still muted.
Okay.
It might be the actual. If they're doing it from a laptop, you know how you can like mute just the mic on the laptop, not on the.
Can they hear us? That's the real question.
Oh, I don't know. They can hear us.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Do you want to give go out and come back in? I'll add you back. This is hard. It's okay. All right, thank you.
Then there were 4. 5.
So let's go back. What did you think sales were like, Eileen, for you and Conley Herbst at the same time? If you could sort of amalgamate.
Yeah.
The
So
vibe.
I personally didn't sell any snakes because I am better at selling everybody else's snakes better than selling my own. But we, as a unit, we did really well. There was definitely a lot fewer individual transactions, but the transactions were all for multiple snakes. I think we only had a couple people that were there to buy a one-off pet, and most of it was people grabbing, I don't know, 4 or 5 or stacks of animals. He does still have some people that come by and they wholesale with him at the end. That they'll buy wholesale, but a lot of it was just people buying multiple breeder packs, of animals.
Mm-hmm.
And then Marcos on the art side, Marcos was killing it. He covered everything. He sold, I think it was over $1,000 at least of just resin art. And
that's good.
When it's mostly $10 to $80 items, it was a lot of transactions there.
Mm-hmm. Roger and Lori, did you buy anything? Animal wise?
No, we avoided it.
I didn't buy animals, but I bought a Medusa from Marcos.
Oh, that's
I was
cool.
one of his sales.
You were the first, I think.
Did you guys fly?
Yeah,
up?
I think so, because we got there 20 minutes after you guys set up.
Yeah.
No, we drove.
Oh, you did?
We drove. The weather was great on the way up there. Had the convertible top down and loving it. And then by the time we left on Sunday, it was snowing. It was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
After all the weather came through.
Couldn't use the top on Sunday.
No.
No, it stayed up for sure.
All right, let's try again.
Can you hear us now?
Yay!
Yeah, there you are.
It's probably crappy because none of the microphones are working. Our camera, we have an add-on camera. It's not working. So we're just.
And
You're
Alicia's
doing great.
blue because she's dropped this laptop multiple times.
Yeah.
It's had a hard life.
It's got a huge crack across it. There's dents in it. So we're running off like we've never done this before. So kind of old school.
Couple.
It's okay. You're here. It works.
Sound good.
I don't understand. We have all this crap that we
Got
spent all this
DJI,
freaking money on and
doesn't do
nothing's
anything.
working.
Got a light over there.
Well, we're talking about sales right now. Harbins, do you want to comment on what if you thought it was a normal spring Tinley or?
I guess, I mean, it seemed like it was extremely busy, you know, more than what we've been used to. And it was, I'd say, probably compared to like maybe previous Tinleys, like more pet oriented. We saw a lot of people that have never been to a reptile show up at Tinley. Like, what in the heck? And these are like out of state people. It wasn't like just Chicago Tinley Park people. It was out of state people coming in. They're like first shows, getting pet animals, first time ball pythons, first time hognoses. Of course, we sold a few to some other breeders, but we were kind of surprised how many pets we sold. So
That's good.
Yeah, it was good. We were happy with it.
Less mouths to feed at the Harbin Hut.
So nice.
Always a positive.
Definitely. But no, I felt like, I mean, there were points. Saturday was crazy busy, like super crazy busy. And like, I think Josh and I were talking like after about 10 o'clock when general admission started till probably close to 3, it was just
wide open.
It was just crammed, like going down the aisleway. Like I couldn't even get out to go to the front of our table to like get animals out and stuff. It was so packed.
Sunday was a different story. It had a little bit of a blip in the morning, but by like 2 p.m. we should have packed up and left.
Yeah, it was much slower on Sunday.
It was dead.
Yeah.
And Chris, you picked up a couple of animals. Do you want to talk about your pickups?
I mean, there was 7 of them, so we're not going to talk about. I had this really good goal to like. I had this list of things that I was like, I know for sure one of them is going to be there, and like all the rest were things that I was like, if I find like this locality specific animal. So, on Friday, I ended up just getting like a colony of hissing roaches because the monitor needs food too. And then I was really bad and I found some long-term captive Calabar pythons because I imported a group a while back and they were all males. So I found 2 females. So got them on Friday. Saturday, started off strong with a Dion's rat, female for my male, and a Burlington County Northern Pine because I've got a male coming in. And then later on in the day, ended up getting a Grabowski from Josh Alder over at Exotic Empire, and then picked up a mountain tortoise, hoping it looks like it's going to be a young female. So hopefully it'll raise up and it'll go with my male. So a lot of, other than the Grabowski, just rounding out projects, basically.
Was the Grabowski wild caught?
No, it's a captive bred. Probably, I think it's about a yearling. It's pretty big. It's about 18 inches or so.
Can I ask you a spicy question really early in the show when I'm not supposed to?
Go for it.
Isn't Exotic Empire an importer from wherever?
Yeah, so
he's an indictment, but you know.
So he's up on my end of town. He's up here in Michigan. He does a lot of importing, but he does a lot of like captive bred imports from like the European Union and like UK. And this one was a captive bred one. He gave me the breeder and it was someone down south. I have to double check who it was. I think it was like DFW Reptiles or something like that. Like he actually had the breeder info on it.
Okay.
Which was pretty nice. But yeah, he does with him, like you kind of have to know like what's going to be wild caught. And most of it is pretty clearly marked as well. He's kind of got a wild caught section and like a captive bred section as well.
Very cool. What locality, Diane's?
No locality. It's kind of like just my male isn't locality either. So it's kind of like the standard kind of like olivey color, but it's got some really nice orange up around her head and neck. So
yeah, a lot
but
of
she was like
on like the normal Diane's, like they color up like a rat snake does, and there'll be different weird underneath colors.
Yeah, she's got a lot of orange, and she and the Burlington County Pine are from, there's like a row of tables and it's all guys who bring stuff down from Canada. So they're both from that group. And I want to say like the Dion's was probably, I don't know, she's probably 9 or 10 inches long and she was only like $140 or something like that.
Very good.
So yeah, can't go wrong there.
Purple Church says that. Oh, very fun. We can go around. Was there a vendor that you were interested in meeting them or seeing their table, or there's something or a preferred animal, you're like, wow, that's awesome? You'd start with Eileen because you're at the top.
Yeah, I actually I met up with a Davenport. They're the ones that took over Dustin Larson's Calico Dominican Red Mountain Boa project.
Mm-hmm.
And so they brought a couple animals. They were already pre-sales, and originally I was thinking about getting one, but the price is really steep on them for something that's completely testable. At this point, we don't really know what causes calico.
Mm-hmm.
So it's still on my list, and I do have 2 possible calicos raising up. But she brought a couple animals, so I got to meet her and got to see her stuff, and I think that's pretty cool.
All right. Did it cut out for anybody else initially? Is it just
Did
me?
what cut
Is there
out?
tornadoes here?
Oh, no,
saying.
Eileen sounded good.
Okay.
The tornadoes are coming from inside the house.
Oh no, I knew it. Chris, highlighted vendor that you want to talk about? You're like, wow, that was amazing, or I love that animal, something like that.
Honestly, the one that really stuck out for me was oh god, who was it? Tremper, Tremper's Lizard Ranch at the far back corner, because lots of really cool geckos. I nearly bought their Chondrodactylus anguillifer, the giant Namibian ground geckos.
Mm-hmm.
He had those, and those are always just super cool. It's like a beefy, it looks like a leopard gecko on steroids or something. And he's got all the cool stuff. Last Tinley, he had the blotched alpine blue tongues. So always super cool stuff back at that table.
Very cool. Harbin, did you get a chance to escape at any time?
No, I looked
No.
at nothing.
I did a hot lap. I bet I did the whole show in 30 minutes, just looking for that amaze balls, something that I couldn't not have.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I also sent him out on he had to go by RS and pick up Brack stuff. He had to go
On a mission.
he had to go get a sign back up for next time. It was go get all this stuff done because we've got to get it done. And then he came back. And I mean, I don't even know if you got to look at everything we were supposed to look at. But I went to the bathroom 3 times, and
We're just gonna bring a 5-gallon bucket. Save some
Just
trip.
tape it back. Just tape it back to your leg.
I didn't even look at the stuff across the aisle and at my neighbors. Never looked at anything.
That's what there's binoculars next time. We can check out what's down the
I'm yeah, I mean, it's not looking back. I'm we didn't take pictures of each other together, nothing. I don't even know what the hell we did, honestly. I mean, we just worked the whole time. We did not leave the table. It was kind of crazy. And
I felt that because I didn't leave the table. I don't think any of us left the table. We didn't even do the pre-show video of our table at all.
no, we didn't do that either. We didn't do anything right.
It was busy.
You wouldn't know that we were there. I mean,
Friday and Saturday, you couldn't catch a breath.
You
Yeah,
couldn't. No, we were hoarse. Even Friday night, we were hoarse after talking just Friday. And we were having to take lozenges. I mean, I'm still not quite right today.
she has this dry mouth spray stuff, and I thought it was going to be the chloroseptic where you get a mist. No, this is 10,000 psi in a jet. It shoved my throat. I about gagged. Anyway,
but it soothed you.
but it was magical. It worked great for the application.
I didn't warn him.
Well, I'm glad it was busy at least.
Oh, it was busy.
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh.
It was busy.
All
I'm
right.
hoping Dallas will actually be able to go visit some people because we did not do very well with this one as far as visiting other people.
I think I don't know why. Me and
tornadoes
Alicia are
get
very mission oriented at show,
Yes,
and
maybe.
we're not
All right.
worried about special stuff.
Roger, Lori. Oh, maybe I'm
No.
using the internet.
Yeah. You're good.
Yeah. It must be on your side. Can you hear me all right, though?
Yeah.
All right, keep going.
All right, I'm going to
Yeah, I
just
can
talk
hear you.
anyways. Okay, cool. Yeah, the Sanzinias were the big thing that I enjoyed seeing and almost picked up. But everything else, usually I walk out of a show with 10 pictures of something that I'm thinking about and, at least buy a couple of them. But I didn't really see anything this time that piqued my interest. The Bullions was cool, but, it's on the table for $13,000. So it's one you look at and keep looking. And I was surprised to talk to one guy who was going out who had some patternless VPI. He didn't have them with him. That's one thing that we're working that we're just doing a het to a friend's het. It'd be great to get some visuals. but we wound up not picking those up either. They're a little high.
Mm-hmm.
So
Do you think
that was about our show. Yeah,
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, we went to the auction too, but only for part of it. I didn't see anybody there. Did you guys make the auction?
We Marcos donated one of his flat skulls. It was made out of like pink rhodonite or something. He donated that, so we just stopped in to see if it got put on silent or if it got put on the live auction, and then we went to dinner. They added a lot of tables though, and so normally there was like that gap between the seats and the tables, and because they filled in more tables, it was really hard to walk around.
Yeah, that's why we didn't stay the whole time. It was like they put in almost twice as many tables. There were hardly anywhere to sit, and everybody just crammed in there.
They crammed it in.
So,
I'm glad we
and
didn't.
then they ended at 8:30 when they usually end at like midnight.
Wow.
Yeah, because we came back. We came back about 8:30 to check because we thought the auction would still be going. We wanted to see how much money has brought in, and they were wrapping up.
Yeah, I was going to say.
They didn't have a ton of live auction items.
Yeah, I heard
No,
the auction was not like it normally is. Like last couple times I've gone, it's like 11:30 midnight, and I didn't even go this time. And a friend of mine went and said same thing, like 8 o'clock, 8:30, like everyone was done and things were packing up and rolling out.
That's
They
bad.
had-
There wasn't any wild items either.
I was about to say that there wasn't anything raunchy being auctioned. Like there was like cool stuff like a battle axe and the skateboard that was hand painted at the show, but there wasn't anything like no giant crocheted penises or anything like that.
We did see some penis dragons on a table though. That was that was interesting.
There was 3D printed dick dinosaurs.
Yep.
Yep.
Sign me up.
Source.
Listen, I can't fix
Yeah.
the internet here. It's impossible. And I'll take any donations for the internet because it's unfixable.
I'll bring in some new cables to Dallas.
I live where the buffalo roam, not the internet roam. It's done. It's done. All right, very good. That sounds fun. Does anybody want to venture a guess? I know Tinley's like tight, so it's hard to guess the door. Eric's guessed it was busier than October. Would we agree that there was more human beings in the building?
Definitely.
That's cool. We love
But
it.
October, even Saturday, had a couple lull points.
Oh yeah,
So
agreed.
On Saturday, before it even opened up for the VIP entrance, the line was probably at least 2/3 of the length of the entire convention center when I got there at like 7:45.
yeah, they opened the doors a little early, didn't they? 'Cause
No,
they got
not at
some
all.
Not this time.
No,
Sometimes-
they waited like right till 8 and then they opened.
If
I think at
somebody's
one
gonna-
point I ran up front to go say hey to the Husbandry Pro guys, and that front lobby, the line had doubled back. So it was like a big loop. And so I can't imagine how many people were just
That's a
waiting
lot of
to get
people. A
in.
lot
If
of
I would have
Some
seen
of that line,
turned around.
yeah, some of that line might have been Snake Discovery because that line like double looped around and it started way
That's
early
probably
in the
part of
morning.
that.
I forget about that.
They always make a massive line. But Sunday morning, we were there for the VIP stuff, and right when the doors were opening to the public, the line for the public was all the way across the entire lobby, like out past where the auction doors are.
That's good. I love that.
They were interested. They were excited to get there, and there was a couple of vendors out there, which I thought was odd. But they actually had vendors in the hallway.
Yeah, they did.
I've
Yeah, I
never
don't
seen
know
that
how
before.
well they did that. Like how well those guys did in the hallway, but
That was mostly dry goods stuff, wasn't it? Or
Yeah.
did they have anything?
No, there was-
no, they had animals.
It was both.
Yeah, that's where that dog was that went after my service dog.
Oh,
Yeah.
Went to go to the restroom and someone's pet dog at their table went after my dog. So
geez.
don't
Was
bring
it that
pets-
like big Merle bully?
Yep. And we walked
Yeah.
past it twice prior, and every time they'd grab the leash. And then one time they didn't know that it left the table.
That dog like nearly started a fight in the lobby during the or I think on Friday night. It like went after someone's epileptic service dog as
Yeah.
well.
Oh, lovely.
Oh,
Wow.
cool. So 2 service dogs.
Very
It's
cool.
fantastic.
Yeah, we literally had like the line that was waiting to get in on Sunday morning. They had to intervene and grab it, and I had to pick my dog up. So
How does everybody feel, speaking of doggies, about Chewy having a space there? Obviously, Chewy sells lots of rodent food and reptile supplies. Did you
Yeah.
like it? Did you think
thought
like
it
that
was
space
fun.
should have been filled by somebody else?
Well,
The
they
dude
were,
kept like,
So I
they
mean,
weren't selling though, right? They just had like promotional items and
yeah, they had like free bugs, and then like the guy there kept like running up to people, like squeaking a ball at them and asking them if they wanted a tennis ball.
yeah,
So-
they were giving those. I was waiting to
He'd
see
be like,
if
"You
they
want a
fly
ball?"
across the room. Yeah,
Oh
I didn't see
my.
a single one fly across the room. I'm kind of disappointed.
Yeah.
That's funny. He's probably trying to figure out why he's at a pet show and nobody wants his dog toys.
So they're also going to be at Dallas, so I'll see them there. But Dallas like needs the vendor space or
Yeah.
the spotlights. But I wonder if people were like, let me put this in hard air quotes, mad that Chewy took up space, valuable real estate. But then like their sponsors, they're
They're
probably paying
sponsored.
more.
Yeah, there's
Oh, it's like
it's
they
also like a
sponsored it,
weekend.
and
It was
I
a
would
thing
think-
with weekends too.
yeah, I guess for me, I thought maybe it's made sense to have them sponsor in the front like that, and obviously that's kind of showing that at least other areas of interest are coming in to the reptile shows too. But it would be nice to have maybe like they had half the tables, and then somebody that's been on the waiting list for 70 years could get in.
Well, they could have also been one of the ones out in the hallway.
Yeah, they could have
Oh,
been.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
could have been a hallway
They
table.
could have been.
And that would have made more sense to have
Mhm.
like those guys in like Palm Street and stuff like that out in the hallway where they could actually have been promoting prior to even the show opening for their,
Yeah.
their products and stuff like that.
I always
And
feel bad for
been-
the hallway people because the line, like even before they get in and get set up, like before the doors open, their stuff's just out there.
That's crazy.
Mhm.
And to have animals, that would make me a nervous wreck because I would want that thing. I would want that stuff locked down
Yeah.
behind the doors.
Exactly. But if it's just like promotional crap that you're going to give away anyway, then it's
Yeah.
not a big deal. But
Who cares?
Yeah. they could have swapped them.
Go for the reptiles, stay for the impromptu dog fights. Very cool, Andrew.
Okay.
I mean, my dog, if she wasn't vested, she probably would have won.
Joe says to sort of sound he likes how it normalizes our industry, but don't need more pet monopolies in this space. Very true. Yeah, all of my orders with Chewy have been perfect. That's how I get all my com block because nobody lives here, so you couldn't go buy rat food anyway. So it's
That's how we get our
That's how we
call
get
block.
ours too.
It's inconsistent locally. The main complaint I have is we'll get a random bag just absolutely infested with granary mites
Mhm.
of kalmbach. And it's
Yeah.
just random. And the whole box is coated as if the bag was pre-packed and it sat on a shelf for weeks before it was ever shipped. I don't know.
do you
See,
just
and
stick
I
them in your
remember from
freezer?
Chewy,
Yeah, we
Yeah,
just
we
freeze,
freeze them
We
down.
freeze them. We put them in a clear bag and then freeze them down. And we got a freezer just to do that. So
none of
Mhm.
mine have ever come like looking like they were pre-wrapped and then just redistributed. But they will replace it if you have a complaint about anything. They'll replace it. No,
Yeah.
We
no
have,
questions
they
yeah.
asked.
replace them. We
I'll-
still use it.
I use it.
Oh, yeah.
freeze
Yeah, I
it.
still use it, but I also
Freeze
need to replace it.
Clean it off and then go with it. And it's like it's
I've had-
fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I've had
That's all right.
dog food bags show up with like holes torn in them from the shipper, and they'll just ship
Jeez.
you another one. The food's still usually good. I just check it over, make sure it's not moldy.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Mhm. Me too. So I'm glad there was like pets and high end stuff. Obviously, it's hard though. The way things are.
It's painful.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's painful to see some of these snakes that were $3,000 a couple of years ago go for $400 to a pet,
This
It
is my
is
face.
I don't think the
Yeah,
high
it's
end.
painful.
When we did go buy high end tables, I was only seeing like maybe one slot open by Sunday, and unless they're like filling in, but some of those people, I don't think they were filling in. They didn't have delis like to filter animals in. I didn't see a whole lot of big animals moving.
What about
There was a lot of empty spaces.
I don't know. Garrick. So Garrick normally has a lot more displays, and he has like the four table end cap.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Normally, 3 of those tables are displays, and usually it overflows onto the last table, and then he has some adults. This time, half of his entire booth was adults and delis.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was a lot.
He was
hardly
wheeling
played
and
it.
dealing. He was slinging those deli cups the whole weekend.
was.
Him and his wife. So they were purging. So
They're marked 50 to 60% off. Like they were cheap.
Yeah, I again, like they were our neighbors. I didn't walk over there. I did not want to be tempted by anything.
oh, we knew we'd see good stuff. Yeah.
I mean, he was the first person that we bought ball pythons from years ago.
Yeah.
So, like, I was tempted, but I was like, don't do it. We did not go home with anything that we didn't come with.
I know he had like things like adult killer yellow belly clown females that for like $250, $300, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
Jeffy's kid.
He still moved a lot, but there was still a lot left Sunday afternoon when he left. And I remember, it seems like a show before, I remember seeing him have like almost none of his deli cups left at one of the shows. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was surprised by all the empty spots on Justin's table at Canova's, and I asked him about it. I was like, "Oh, you guys did great. This was Sunday morning." He goes, "No, I just didn't bring a lot." So he came and just had a bunch of empty spots. Apparently,
yeah,
interesting.
I was surprised.
Huh.
Is there still like this like bias against Schaumburg, or does everybody want to go to Schaumburg too, or do you all already go to Schaumburg? Can we talk about like Schaumburg v. Tinley debate?
I've never been to Schaumburg, but Anthony he asked if I wanted a table to go with him this year, and I think we're going to go for the first time.
Mm-hmm. Chris, do you go to Schaumburg?
I went to Schaumburg the first year it ran back during like the COVID times.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have any like recent opinions other than if it hasn't changed in size or venue, Tinley is better.
Mm-hmm.
But I would want to go again to give a better opinion.
Yeah, I think the circles do Schaumburg too, and like some of the people in the area like that. So maybe it's like an easier time to talk to some kinds of vendors.
I wonder if it's the size of St. Louis. Because St. Louis is like a mini NARBC.
I would say it's kind of like a mini Tinley, very much. So a lot of the same vendors, and like a lot more spread out, a lot less to see in my opinion. But again, it's been a few years, so it could be totally different now.
Mm-hmm. Eric loves Schaumburg. This is Tinley's little sister. All right. Harbins, would you want to do... I know y'all were thinking about which amount of shows you wanted to do and how that worked with the new amalgamated collection. Do you think, is Tinley always going to be a must go to?
Yes.
Or okay.
We will never give those tables up. Those are Tom's tables. They're still Tom's tables. And so as long as we are breeding any of his stock, we will be there to make sure that they're represented. He put his time in to keep those tables. So we will make sure one or both of us are at every Tinley. So until we die, I guess. I don't know.
You can pry it from her cold, dead hands.
Right. He makes it bring you there like that. I don't know.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, very cool. But what about the other ones, like Schaumburg's or Dallas's or whatever? Where are you at on those?
Dallas is, if we do well at Dallas, we'll keep coming back to Dallas. Dallas is probably the first we will cut if we cut anything, just because of the distance. But it's hard to cut it because still, for the last year of shows that we've been to, it's still our top selling show. And so we're not going to cut that until it's not in that top level. Like if the other shows start beating it out, we will make the sacrifice to drive that far. And St. Louis, no, because it's a pain to deal with Missouri and hognoses. And Schaumburg is right before SERE and Daytona, and those are at the top of our list. So we won't do Schaumburg.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, very cool. Roger and Lori, would you want to vend Tinley if you could jump the line?
Yeah, for sure. We're trying to wheel and deal. We may be able to vend it this fall. Hopefully, we won't talk about it too much, but hopefully we can get in there this fall. And we like St. Louis. We vended that. Dallas, because we haven't heard great things about it, and it's about the same distance. We're not trying to do that one yet.
Dallas
so we're really trying to do more AARP stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dallas moved back to the small venue again. and didn't do both rooms, it appears. So they like already gave up on that idea. We'll see.
Yeah, who knows? That's
Yeah.
a flippy floppy one.
Yeah.
Are you guys doing a single table or multiple tables for Knoxville?
Knoxville?
Uh,
We're not doing anything in
You're
Knoxville.
doing that one?
We don't even. We'll do Nashville. I think we have an end cap
Is it
in Nashville.
Nashville.
Nashville. Yeah, Nashville. We'll do an
the
end cap.
AARP is in Nashville.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
one.
We'll do an end cap there. We've got an end cap at Charlotte.
Knoxville gets shows, but they're always like coupled with a gun show in the next room over. Or
Is that the, that's the Show Me, right? Show Me's in
Yeah.
Knoxville?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Show
I mean,
Me we got our start with Show Me, so
yeah, we did.
they helped us get going.
The last couple of shows we've attended, both as vendors and just hanging out, it's just, I don't know, it's just not lined up the way we want it. And then it ends up being on a weekend, like right before another show that we're getting, a bigger show that we're getting ready to go to. And we don't want to do weekend after weekend kind of show stuff. I mean, it's hard enough with like every other weekend right now. But so unfortunately, the local shows, we've had to cut them just so we could do these bigger shows.
Mm-hmm.
But Nashville, we're looking forward to that because that's like 2.5 hour drive. We're like, that'll be the shortest drive we've done in 10 months.
Yeah. Well, I think it's just over 5 hours for us, or 5.5.
Nice.
Are you going, Eileen?
Yeah, we got a table.
Oh, good.
Nice.
It'll be all Marco stuff though, because like I said, I only have like 8 snakes left. I'm really tempted.
We're down to about 20, but we still have 2 tables. We'll
Good.
have to pretty up.
I hear you can give out tennis balls. People like that.
Yeah.
If you need to come grab half of our table, you're welcome to just come grab it just to fill up your table. Because I'm sure we'll still have plenty of small
Yeah.
pythons.
If you need extra space, yeah.
We'll come up
Yeah,
with
Joe.
something.
It looks like they're not doing it anymore. They did get a couple of like fill-in vendors to replace, like, because Brian Carter's not there, Corey DeLong's not there. A bunch of people who would normally do it aren't there, so they filled them in with other stuff, but they're not necessarily like a pet section. There's no separate pet section currently, which could have been fun. I wanted fishies. That's what I wanted.
Yeah, that would be fun.
I want to do that.
Fish are fine as long as it doesn't turn into like a dog expo.
Yeah. Yes, please.
I don't
No.
need dogs peeing on my tablecloth.
Or pigs.
Or
There's
they're-
always somebody bringing piglets every now and then. And you hear those
Screaming
things
pigs.
squealing the whole time.
No, Jessica loves the pigs.
I like pigs. I just don't want to hear them.
Listen,
I like them when they're thinly sliced and fried.
Sean, they banned pigs. Sean and Lori banned pigs. So I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, thank you. Like anything to keep the noise. All I need to do now is ban. Like there was a long time where like a parakeet was loose for I don't know 2 days straight, and it was like an epic. Everybody clapped slowly when they finally caught it because they got tired, and I was like, maybe we should ban like unclipped birds.
Oh, jeez.
I wish there were more herp shows closer to us. We love Sean and Lori. They do a fantastic job.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they do.
But that's one of the longest shows, and it's almost worth it because you get to go eat some Cajun food down in Slidell.
We make it worth
Mhm.
it. So.
Well, speaking of food, where did everybody go to dinner in any night that you think you would recommend to somebody?
We
Uh-oh.
went to one of the best places we've ever been and to one of the worst places we ever
What?
been. The best place was
Primal
Primal Cut Friday night. Holy crap.
That was
Take
awesome.
some money, just splurge, just absolutely fantastic food. And what's the name of that crap hole we went to the next night? Okay, I'm telling
John
you, we were
something.
so hungry, and we went with a bunch of like our local friends, and it was a pizza place, and they have gluten free. We're gluten free, and I've been eating gluten free for almost 12 years now, and it's definitely better than it used to be. We started both eating our pizza, and we were just like chewing on this, whatever this was. And we look at each other. At one point, he goes, "This isn't right, is it?" I said, "No, it's not." But we were so hungry, we just kept eating it. I was like, "I'm going to keep a piece of this crust because I think we just ate cardboard. And when we're in the emergency room tonight, I want to analyze what we're impacted with because I don't know what this crap is." But we ate the whole thing. We didn't care. We were that hungry, and everybody was sitting around and was like, "Well, how was your pizza?" We're like, "Oh, it was horrible. It was absolutely awful." But we were so hungry.
We wolfed it down.
It was disgusting. It was like, I don't even know what it's called. We have to post. Don't ever go there. Because I didn't hear anybody else talking good about their food either. And nobody finished their plate. So I'm like, it must have not been good, but ours was awful. But Primal Cut just capped everything
Crushed
and
it.
covered all the
good.
badness up, so it was okay. Primal Cut was awesome.
Do you have to make reservations?
Yeah, it was with Adam and his Patreon. He did have to make reservations and put a deposit down for the reservations. I think there was like 10 of us. But totally, if you can make reservations and get in on one of the nights, it's extremely good food. So,
anybody else have a good or bad dinner somewhere?
I always have to go to Gino's East when we're there if I can find a way to slip away. When we vend, I won't be able to do that. But since we went downtown Chicago anyway, we figured out how to get to Gino's East. Get the deep dish pizza with the entire slab of sausage that takes up the whole thing. It's awesome. It's awesome.
How far away was it from?
It was about 45 minutes to the closest one from Tinley.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, next year I think what we'll do is we'll have to make a run and bring some back for the vendors.
That'd be nice.
If we're not vending.
Did you stay at a different hotel because you were sort of in and out, like further away?
No, we got a spot in the Even.
Okay.
We stayed at the Even. Yeah, we actually, when I tried to book it originally, it was full, so I signed up for one of those apps that alert you when a hotel room comes available, and we got lucky.
Mm-hmm. Chris or Eileen, any notable snacks? I don't know why I'm fixated on snacks. Sometimes, like, that's the whole point of traveling to me. I'm like,
Yeah.
This is the best egg roll I've ever had. Or
I'm
whatever.
with you. When we're traveling, I'm always looking at. I'm always looking at Google Maps for something like while we're going through towns, something local that we can find that has like 4.8 stars or something we've never heard of. And we got Ukrainian food on the way up there somewhere in Indiana that was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I went with a friend. We ate pretty cheap the whole time we were out, but I did meet up with Kristen from Stygian Exotics, and we got lunch like right across from Schaumburg. There's like a little Chinese place called JoJo's, and that was actually really damn good. Maybe I was just super hungry from walking around all day, but that was some of the best damn Chinese food I've had.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, or
it was like JoJo's Cafe or something like that. It was like a boba place, but you know.
Oh, listen, I'm in, actually. Did she vend, or was she just hanging out?
She was just picking up stuff, and we were hanging out. But yeah, we went there, and it's one of those places where like they bring out the food in like 5 minutes, and they've got a menu that's like 7 pages long, and then they just bring you up a plate that's just mounded with food.
Good.
It was so good.
And their like kid is doing homework at one of the booths, and you're like, yeah,
Pretty much.
here. I'm in. I was in. Eric recommends the
gave that
Union
vibe.
Bar and Grill. Has anybody been there? No. Or Aurelio's for pizza. Apparently, you can
one
stuff
night-
a pizza.
One night we did go to a seafood restaurant, and that it was like Hook and Reel or something. Apparently, it's a chain. I'd never heard of it, but that was pretty good too.
Was that the they do like the steamers? Like the
Yeah, and the seafood boils and all that.
Yeah, they're pretty good. It's pricey,
Yeah.
but it's good.
We came in, they were like playing club music. It was great.
It's so loud. So loud in there.
It's
Nobody's
so loud
there.
and the flashing lights, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know where I am right now.
Yeah.
Lou's Malnati's. Malnati's?
yeah,
That's a
Josh
bad one?
loved it. Yeah.
All right, we'd never go in there, ever.
Horrible.
Greek
We always
Town.
do the,
Eric likes JoJo.
we always do the Japanese restaurant right across the way. It's like one of the best hibachi places I've ever been to.
Do they throw meat at your face? I don't necessarily like
yeah.
that.
Oh yeah, all of
There's a
it.
time and a place.
They throw everything.
I
Well, they
was
also
supposed-
do like noodles and fried rice, so it's always way too much food. We always end up eating it Sunday also.
Hmm.
I was supposed to go to that hibachi place with Kristen and a couple other people, and then my car died in the Tinley parking lot, and I had to get it jumped, and I ended up missing dinner. But we were supposed to go there Saturday night.
And of course, there's Culver's right across the way. So
Good.
Friday,
Yeah.
always
Very
So-
easy.
one of the best meals.
There's a really good breakfast place near there we went to both days. Eggheads. It's like 5 minutes away. They have a wide
it's on the
range of
other
stuff. They have
side
like
of the
9
bridge.
different types of eggs.
Yeah, it's on the other side of the bridge, right?
no,
That
it's-
shopping mall.
No, it's a big standalone restaurant the other direction, away from the interstate.
Yeah, you go out of the parking lot and turn right, and then go like 5 minutes down the road.
They had like 9 different kinds of eggs Benedict. I mean, it was like they had all kinds of stuff.
Wow.
It was good.
Gosh, what is SERE going to be cooler than Tinley? No offense, Tinley, because the aquarium's there. Debate go because you could aquarium and go if you're going to fly in. Think about it. Or is there a cool other like activity to do except for stare at the bean in Chicago that makes it worth it?
Well, the field museum is really freaking cool.
How close is that?
It's about as far as the bean. They get the but it's not close. In fact, they have Genos over there, so I think it may have been the closest Genos. It's on the bay side.
Is the Shed Aquarium as cool as the aquarium in Georgia?
I've never been to the aquarium in Georgia. The Shed Aquarium is really cool.
Cool.
They got like those. They got some like weird dolphins, like white-sided dolphins or something, whatever they are. I can't remember.
I just prefer Atlanta. I just want to be in the South. I can't stand that we were in 70 degrees on Friday and then we were loading up in the snow on Sunday. I mean, it was cool. You know, it was cold and
Atlanta's super close for us.
Also,
I mean, that's a huge draw. we got to get in there. We're trying to wheel and deal on that one too.
Mm-hmm. Right. Not that they have to replace each other. I'm just like, I don't know. There's so much about the city and the vibe that I'm like, that's why you want to fly there for like a destination herp show where you're not driving. You just want to go and then have it get shipped back if you buy something.
Yeah.
Aquariums.
Yeah, I mean, there's places in Chicago that probably would be better for Tinley where it is like that, where you can just walk to everything and go to a million different things on the weekend.
Yeah.
But Tinley Park is just so far out that you just don't want to deal with driving to Chicago.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you're crazy like Roger and Lori.
Atlanta's got a lot of cool stuff. They've got.
Oh yeah.
Man.
Yeah, well, the only reason we did it is because of the Green River. Like, I thought that they were going to dye the river green on Monday and we were going to miss it. But then I heard somewhere that they had started doing it on the weekend before St. Patrick's Day, so it didn't interrupt the work week and stuff. So they dyed it on Saturday. And I took full advantage of going up there because that's something I always wanted to see.
Yeah, I mean, and since we weren't vending, we could see everything we needed on Friday and Sunday. So why not?
That's true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're not vending, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it would be kind of cool to be able to go do Chicago types, looking at things and visiting the area. But I guess as vendors, like, I don't even care what's outside the door. I really don't. I mean, we don't have time. By the time we're done, like, we just pass out, like, literally.
Right.
I think we fell asleep waiting for dinner that one night, just sitting at the dinner table. So, I mean, I guess, I mean, and then when we're done vending, all we care about is just getting our asses home to get the animals unloaded. And so I mean, we didn't really, there's like no desire to go look at anything. And so the cold just like shuts me down.
She does not do good in the
mad
cold.
and a hornet, and I just can't stand it.
We have a lot of family. Sorry if I'm talking over you. I'm not trying to. I'm getting some lag. But we have a lot of family in Chicago. And so we were actually, we were so busy leading up to it. We really didn't plan the trip at all. But so this fall, we're going to try to meet my mom up there and bring the kids. And I mean, my grandmother's up there. My mom's one of 17 kids. And so I've got all kinds of aunts and uncles up there. We didn't see anybody. We didn't really have time to, we just drove up, did the show and saw downtown and left. But the next time we're going to do it right.
Yeah, you better do it. You get in trouble with all that family. They know you're in the area.
It's a battalion of
family. That's right.
It's a lot of
Oh yeah, they knew because his mom was up there before she came to babysit for us, and she told everybody that we were coming up there, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah, it's like we didn't have any plans to do that. But yeah, so that family is huge, and I've got about 70 first cousins on my mom's side, and she was the first to have a kid, so I'm the oldest.
I get that.
It's pretty wild.
My mom's one of 15, and they had like 3 sets of twins that didn't make it, so it would have been 18.
What?
And it's crazy. But none of the offspring, like none of us, like the next like generations, none of us had kids. So even though we had a really big family, it's all top heavy.
Interesting.
Yeah, they actually had 2 houses right next door to each other to make it work. They pushed all the bigger kids over to the second house.
That's
The
crazy.
second house.
Yeah.
How do you afford to feed them? What are they just eating tater tots all the time? Like,
Yeah, government help. There's a lot of stories about like the IRS coming and not believing, what they were putting on their tax forms and stuff.
My grandma always said that she'd feed 15 kids. And so like neighborhood kids would get to the seat first. And if that neighborhood kid was in your spot, you didn't eat.
Wow.
He fed 15 kids, period.
they buy comp block monkey chow and reconstitute that.
Doesn't
for
matter
'em.
what 15. Those seats are filled.
15.
You're done.
Period.
Needs the ass that's in the seat.
Yeah.
Also a tradition where anytime somebody needs something from one end of the table, you're supposed to lick it as you go down. So if somebody needs a spoon and you're the 15th kid, it gets licked by all of them.
Oh, yeah.
My mom's favorite part of the chicken is the tail because it was the only part nobody would fight her for. So she could have it every time.
Crazy. Harbins, you came back Sunday night. Did you almost die, or how are you? Is your spirit still with us?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're old now. We realize it takes us longer to recover from that kind of stuff. But we left, and I got in the van and started driving. And we're down the road, and Josh kind of closed his eyes for a little bit. He never fell asleep, but he just kind of closed his eyes and rested. And then he started getting on the phone. He's like, well, how should we find a hotel to stop? I said, we're not. We're driving all the way home tonight. I don't care. I'm not unloading these snakes again, because we would have had to unload them to put them in to the hotel and then load them back up into the van because it was too cold. It's not really easy to sleep in that van. I hate sitting in that van. And we just powered through, and we got home at 3:00 in the morning and put all the animals in the reptile room and then passed out. Then I think we both forgot that construction was happening in our house. And so it was like 7:30 in the morning. Beep, beep, beep. We're like, oh, crap.
Did you drive up Thursday? So at least like Friday, you were sort of well rested, or did you drive
Yeah, we drove
Friday
up all
morning?
day Thursday. We actually made it. We left like, I think, 10:30 Thursday morning and got in that evening so that we actually, we weren't driving through in the fall, we drove through part of the night to get there in time for Friday morning. And that we were just exhausted Friday in fall. I mean, we were still tired this time, but it was definitely a better rest getting here.
Well, you stop in a cheap hotel. There's multiple animals in the room with you that you didn't bring. There's probably crawly things, and you sleep like crap. There's people slamming doors. You really don't get sleep. So we just stop a lot. We hit all the rest stops, and maybe drive an hour and get out and just walk around the van.
As we were driving up the other day, it was really pretty on Thursday. And we stopped halfway at a Culver's and sat outside in 72-degree weather and just ate and talked and just kind of chilled a little bit before we had to get back in the car. So we didn't have to rush in on Thursday. We kind of took it easy, trying to get our minds just kind of calm before the storm and not have our anxiety level too high, because we're already anxious before shows, just the anticipation of it. So just to kind of chill going in was better for us.
I think we're going to try
How'd you
get there a day early and leave a day later.
Yeah.
How'd you protect corn snakes in the drive? What are you guys doing different when you're having the heat blowing?
Oh, we don't blow any heat in the back anymore.
You're able to control it and just turn it off in the back. Okay.
All turned off in the back. We're not cooking any more snakes.
We also Dad made some risers for that van. So there's a horse stall rubberized liner on the bottom. Then there's a 2-inch riser with holes in it. So there's lots of ways to negate heat now.
Yeah. So. And then we have an elevated riser right behind us that's pretty high off. It's about almost 2 feet. We put all of our our hotel gear underneath that. So it's out of all the showway, and we can just pull that as we get out to a hotel, but it's preventing any of the heat to get to the animals at all. And so they're up in the air a little bit more. But yeah, we've become almost excessively neurotic about when the heat's on, and I'm more me than anybody probably, but I don't want to do that.
It's a good cautionary tale. Every time I close the door with the snakes in there, I'm looking, where are the vents again? Make sure they're not going to get burned
always
up.
look to know where your vents are, always. And then, I mean, we at this point, we just turn the heat off in the back, and it'll get back there warm enough, even when it's cold day. we try to heat the van up before we put the animals in anyway, and then we can turn the back heat off again so that it's not blowing anywhere.
You
But,
gotta watch the sunlight coming in also. You
Oh
use,
yeah,
like,
we've got
light
shade
cloth or
things.
something,
Yeah. Yeah, we got the shade things that go up, and I'm getting ready to black out some of the windows with some stuff that I have.
With
It's
the
not going to be
filters up.
professionally done, but it's going to be it's going to
Yeah,
be getting
that makes a
getting
huge
done.
difference. Yeah,
It's
that
gonna
makes a
look
big
like a candy van by the time we're done with it.
So Jessica, are
It's
you
funny
gonna
when you
try
go
to
up there without snakes and you can.
Go ahead, Roger.
Sorry.
Sorry, we're the delayed crew.
I was just saying. I don't know. Well, I was just saying it's funny when you go on a long trip like that, and everywhere you park, you're like looking for shade, so that they don't get all beat by the sun. And then all of a sudden, you're driving and there are no snakes, and you're like, "Wow, I can park anywhere. This is amazing."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Jessica, are you going to try to vend Tinley?
I don't know if they want me.
You've got a variety of animals. You're
I
kind
know,
of
but I don't know. Like it used to be, you had to be there to apply on Sunday, and now that doesn't count anymore. You have to apply online. And then I'm like, do I have to? I don't know. If
There's only one way to get a table. It's to share one.
Buy your way in.
Ooh, sounds pretty good to me. I just want to see. Gosh, so Dallas is cool and big, but it really hurts it that you can't have any of the other boas and pythons besides ball
agreed.
pythons.
Yeah.
There's so much stuff that like should be there that isn't. You're like, oh, there's one Amazon tree boa here or whatever, and you're like, so if they can fix that, Dallas could be awesome. But like,
totally.
it's where there's no Kenyan sand boas at the whole show. Like, what is that?
Well,
Doesn't make any sense.
It's dumb. I mean, like we're good friends with Rufus Darden. He always went to Arlington, and now I mean he can't even go. And he's a sand boa. He's like the sand boa breeder in my mind. But like like it's just dumb. Like, have you ever looked at these things, people? You want to show like the Dallas guy, like people like this is threatening to you. This
Look how stupid
little
it is.
funny looking thing. You gotta be kidding me.
I'm serious. They're just. There are Russians up there. Who got it? Brian Carter got some Russians.
Yeah, he got some Russians from. He's got several things from Rufus.
They're my favorite stupid animal.
The Russians are pretty. Those. If I was going to get one of the sand bows, it'd be the Russians for sure. Plus, they brumate heavy. I like their heavy brumation. They can get slung in with everybody else.
Let's look at a picture. I think they're very cool.
Yeah, and they're shiny. They're so black when you see them in person. It's just their scales are beautiful.
I've heard they're really difficult feeders though when they're young. Like they're really hard to get started.
I think Rufus is definitely. He says they're a little bit more challenging than some of the other ones.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
We were on the fence. I brought Lori over to talk to the Samboa guy, and she was like, "Yeah, hold it, flaccid."
Just getting lumps of this.
Speaking of flaccid, for some reason Jennifer gets a DP once a week, but whatever.
I don't know if you guys can hear me.
Wait, are we? Was it me again?
No, I think that's on their end now.
Okay.
Mhm.
Sandstorms in Alabama now.
Oh yeah,
Is there storms in Alabama?
Yeah, the whole country's
The whole
vortex
country's
or
in a
whatever.
storm right now. Let's look at this.
It's not good.
yeah.
Or is there
here?
a class of animals or set of species that you think needs to be at Tinley that is not currently represented enough? You know, like a vendor that's all blank or whatever. We can just go around. That'd be like the last question, unless anybody has final thoughts.
Well, ball pythons, of course.
Well, is there a kind of ball python that was poorly represented there? That's a real question. Like sometimes, like there are 0 tri-stripes at a show.
Ones that sell.
I did not say that.
Yeah.
I did.
The selling locality.
I don't know. I did see a lot of this same morphs, on several tables. There was a good mix.
I
But there was
can't
still
think-
a lot of the same.
I can't think of much that wasn't there though. I'm picturing it like practically every morph. I saw puzzle. I saw everything. A lot of sunset. I was surprised how much sunset
There
I
was a
saw.
lot of sunset.
Was there a lot of monsoon?
At least 2.
We had
Yeah, I
two.
saw a couple months there.
Yeah, I saw a little bit.
All right. Well, that's good. We got ball pythons covered. Excellent. What about other species?
It's just
I would have loved to have seen like a little bit more Angolan python or like Liasis type pythons, because there were 3 Angolan pythons there and they were asking $1,200 a piece for them, which is stupid.
They were like the only ones there, though. Like,
I mean,
that's,
okay.
Yeah,
How's
but
it-
market is like 700 and they're not selling at 700 right now. So that, and like there were some Liasis there, and like they were really good looking. They were a little bit pricey for my taste, but I would love to see a little bit more on like the Maclot or like olive python, water python end
Feral.
of things.
Sorry. Oh, we lost
No,
somebody?
They just jumped, didn't they?
Oh, they're back.
The internet was quirky. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh,
black
look
sweaty.
at
My
it.
husband's
The
here.
pretty kitty.
He's semi-feral also. He's not supposed to be, but instead of like running away from the vacuum cleaner, he wants to kill it. So
Oh, that's
He
cute.
placed it
Are we
up.
talking about your husband or your cat?
Black squirrel.
Look, it's the pet show now. All right.
All
Everybody
right,
get your pet.
let me wrap this up. We're at the hour. They all need to go to bed.
Wrap this up. What?
I got a term paper to write all
You
night.
can't take him in there. Okay,
Awesome.
Liasis, Angolans. Sometimes Angolans down here you can find them for $500 on a table. Just like
I would kill if I could have found any Angolan for 500. I would have bought them, because that's what I paid for mine. And like I asked them, I was like, "Oh, like how old are they?" And they're like, "Oh, those are yearlings." And I looked at him and I'm like, "I have a yearling, and he's like twice the size of that."
so there's
So
like a flip situation. Oh, lost him.
no, they said they produced them, and it was someone who had like legit like other rare species on their table. So
Mhm.
like I believe that it was that they produced them, but they were just way overpriced for the size. Like if they would have been big yearlings, I would have been like, yeah, it's still a little high, but not bad. But for the size and everything, not a $1,200 snake.
There was a loose monsoon.
Yeah, the guy behind us, this monsoon got loose overnight, but it was found.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank God.
Yeah,
What?
it was found. So, oops.
There was olives. It
Yep.
just like I did listen to Adam's show. Shout out Adam. He talked about like feeling like things were changing or maybe new, and I feel like I felt like that for a while. Like there's just things are different and it's fine, but you're just like, what is different about it? And I'm like, well, we could direct the differences by being different in the future somehow. Like so. I don't know. If we need a Liasis breeder to take up a Tinley slot, I will bow out. Contending for a table with my corn
Yeah.
snakes, you know.
Yeah, kind of like Eric is saying. JD, who is he and his partner run Slithering Oddities. They're out of Ohio. They had like some waters and some olives that looked really nice. And there were some other olives there, but again, like $600-$700, and just a little bit more than I think the market is kind of at for them, because you see them sitting on Morph Market at $450, $500, and you know, really good looking animals. But just I think there some of the odd stuff was a little bit above what I think the market is kind of demanding for them right now.
Yeah.
But
It might have been on Adam's show. He said like somebody sold out of Doomeral's boas. So I guess there's like a chance where like if you sort of go up 20-30% in price at a show and you're the only one with it there, you can like grab the sale. So there's like a game theory advantage to being a little high, but
yeah, absolutely.
mhm.
Like it's one of those, like I think it's if someone wants an olive python and you have the only olive python there, you know, you can absolutely do that. But also like how many people actually want an olive python, you
Mhm.
know?
Oh, last question, Josh. How many of your little probes did you sell?
About 100.
Really? That's
They're always
awesome.
They're a big hit at Tinley and nowhere else. So I print extra for Tinley. So
Yeah, he sells like 12 at a time. It's like people come in and getting a bunch.
yeah, stack full.
Can you print them in blue?
Yep.
Yes. Are you going to be at Dallas?
I think somebody's gonna be at Dallas.
Just have some blue ones at Dallas. I'll slide by your table. We don't know
If you
what
had
you
a number
have, then
between
people-
1 and 100, what would you guess?
How many ARS Rex do I have?
That's what I did at the show when I explained to people that what is this? I'm like, oh, there's this, and then they're like,
And they're sitting and they're doing this.
Give me 17. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I'll have to count. It's at least 8. I don't know. I got a problem.
We can
Buy
print
my
the
snakes.
blue one.
BuyMySnakes.com, please. Roger and Laura, you're back. All right, final thoughts.
We're back, and we can hear you.
Okay, good. I don't know. We try. Final thoughts, everybody, on the show. Was it a good show, great show? And are you coming back next year? Eileen, go. Not next year, this year, in the fall.
I'll be back in October, but I probably won't have my own table because Anthony usually needs it for his horde of babies.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, we'll definitely be there. We'll always be there.
Chris?
I'm not going to be there in October, but only because Colubrid Fest is a few weeks before, and I kind of have to
Save your
use
money.
vacation time widely. Yeah, money and vacation time.
Yeah, I was like re-looking at Colubrid Fest, and I'm like, am I stupid? I should probably go. And then
Do it.
it's
I think you should
13-hour
go.
Drive. How am I going to get there?
Ship your reptiles up, you fly up.
That'd
There
be the
are-
only way.
There are like 20 Culvers on the way.
Yeah, that's true.
Ooh.
Culverland.
If the first time I probably would fly hypothetically and just stick them on a Dollar Tree tablecloth and just hope for the best,
Well,
Do
you
it
can
old
always
school.
ship them to me, and then you can pick them up I'm literally on the way from the airport to Colubrid Fest.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll think about it. I'm very stressed out about because I'm doing Kansas and Colorado, and those are both 8 hours, and I pee a lot, so make it 10. Gotta stop. Go pee.
Gallon bucket.
Yeah.
Diapers.
Need a colostomy bag or something. So I'm like, what? I did the drive up Thursday, do the whole show, do VIP, drive back Monday, and it was great. I didn't feel like I wanted to crash the car at any time. I was very coherent, but then I'm coming back to 5 days of not being in my collection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
It's
not
a
great.
pain.
Yeah.
It's a pain.
And I'm like, and I asked my husband, he's very nice. I'm like, can you just water things? Just change water. And they're alive. They're alive when you get back. But I'm like, there's a lot of poo-poos here.
Yeah.
And it's not good.
Dude, I got home from Tinley and my retic shat out the remnants of a rabbit, and that was just foul to walk into.
Right, you missed
So
it.
I'm like, I kind of missed the fresh first day or two of it, but I open up the tank and I'm like, oh, that was a rabbit at one point.
Ugh.
It's a lot.
I won't do a big snake again.
Awesome.
Roger and Lori, are you coming back in the fall?
That's the plan. If we can get a table. Otherwise, maybe not, because we're going to Germany and we're doing a whole bunch of other stuff right around that same time.
Oh,
we're doing
that
the Charlotte
sounds
show,
even
Daytona.
Oktoberfest, bro.
Well, no, we're doing ham.
We won't be there for
Yeah.
October.
Oh. That
We're
would
doing
be
ham,
fun.
but we're doing 2.5 weeks, and we're going to fly to Amsterdam, see Paris, do the whole
Go see
area.
5 different countries, and the ham show is in the middle of it.
Oh,
Are you
that'd
going to
be
go to
fun.
the Nürburgring? Race
I don't know.
cars?
We got
We haven't planned the trip other than going to ham.
Now's a great time to give us ideas.
My husband went, and you can rent cars and race them around for fun. It's fun. Boys like it. It's boy stuff. I think he'd be
Yeah.
in,
I'd be in.
Yeah. You want to go fast? You can.
I love to drive fast.
Yeah.
She never lets me drive the Mustang.
Yeah, the Mustang is my car.
Yeah, then try that out. It's cool because there's certain days where you can book time on the rink, so you would want to know in advance.
What else do I need to know in advance? Tell me more.
Yeah. Send us all the ideas.
Well, he used to. It was never stationed there, but he, everything goes through Germany to go down to the kitty litter box. So he's been there a lot. So I don't know. I'll ask Chris.
Cool.
Josh and Alicia, you're coming back to Tinley, right?
Yeah, we'll probably have about 7,000 baby hog noses at that point because I was insane and paired 29 females.
What?
Yeah, I mean, I might as well just go off the rocker. So when Josh puts me in the sane asylum down the road, we've got a good reason for it.
That's a lot. Hopefully they all come out perfect and eat frozen thawed right away.
Right out the gate. We're going to have 99% right out the gate this year.
Something like that.
That'd be all right. 75%.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm definitely breeding less than I almost ever have before, even though I have more snakes. I'm just like, I gotta do what's right. I don't know what that means for mental health purposes. So here we are. Josh, blue ones. I'll let you know how many. All right, everybody else, thank you for coming on to the post-Tinley wrap-up. It sounds like it was pretty good, and most people had a good time if they were vending or attending. That's pretty good. One of these years, I will fly up just for fun. I probably won't vend. I'm just a baby.
You said it like you haven't been to Tinley.
I've never been to Tinley.
Oh, yeah, you got to go then.
She was on the West Coast forever.
That's that color?
Yeah.
Or where's the other blue? She might want that blue.
It's got to match.
You need I think we've got that blue somewhere.
I wouldn't mind a navy blue, but, can't be picky with blue things.
Yeah,
You need to fly over to Nashville for Mother's Day weekend.
Yeah, do
Come
that.
to the AARP.
We'll be there.
Nashville.
Yeah, that one maybe I
Come to
should, because
Nashville.
there's more
That would be fun.
collective of you there.
Yes, we will all be there in Nashville.
We should see if they can put it together.
Ooh.
Make a
Like
mix.
that one, maybe.
Can I get an
Yeah.
ombre? Is
Yeah,
that
we could
possible?
probably do some kind of like
Ombre, tie-dye, mix it up.
Yeah.
an ombre, which like it fades.
What's
but we
the
can tell-
colorway? All right. Now we're just wasting time. All right. Thanks everybody for coming on. Thanks everybody for being here. Will said he saw a badass clown at the Harpin stable and they didn't show it a second time, but it's a secret. Do you know what it was?
Shit.
We should.
But I mean, we have a few. I don't know. What is he talking about?
Could be anything. Very cool stuff at the Harpin table. Maybe that gay frog scent will work. Maybe. Better find a gay frog first. It's hard. All right. Let's say goodbye. Thanks. Good night. The member live will be on Monday because I will be at OKC trying to sell snakes this week.
Good luck.
And bye-bye. See you later.
Bye.